Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay, I will start with some of the discussions from week 4 of previous year, and let's get started then. And if anyone has any doubt regarding anything, then they can also respond to me. So let me start by sharing my screen. Okay, so I have started my screen share. Hope this is visible. So this is from previous year's week 4 assignment 4, and I will briefly discuss this, and hopefully this will help you to solve the questions of this year. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me on the way while we do this. Most of this part, like unlike other weeks, will be mostly discussions and following basically the same stuffs that has been outlined in the videos, and then you can be able to get to the values. I'll briefly guide you through how to do that. And
Hello.
hello, yes.
Sir, are you doing the practice assignment of the last year?
Yes, because I was asked to do the assignments, be it practice or the original assignments from last year and not this year.
Sir, will it be possible for you to open the case study first of week 4, lecture 2?
Yes,
I had
sure.
some doubts in
Sure,
that.
sure, sure. Yeah. Which one? Case
Second.
study part?
Sir,
Which part?
part 2.
Part 2. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
So if you can just open it, yeah.
Should I just start the video?
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
just pause it and just go forward. Like I had some
Uh-huh.
doubts.
Can you tell me roughly like at what time? Then I will just go to that time in the
So
video.
here only, like
Uh-huh.
here only, I wanted to understand what is this that get dummies function doing?
Okay. Yeah, I found this a bit non-intuitive at first. So that what get dummies is doing is that, say you have a categorical data, and what by categorical data, what I mean is that, say some data is like as here, I think job type, and you have different kinds of job, like someone can be manager at a company, someone can be professor at an institute, so different types of jobs, and this job type is a string, right? So
Okay.
under this job type column, you will have different strings depending upon what type of job there is, right? And now what this get dummies will do is that you have to realize that what happens in case of machine learning algorithms, which finally goes in all of these, is that they are not able to understand any strings. All they understand are numbers. So what get dummies would do is that it will look through your job types. Say you have 5 different types of jobs. I mean 5 different unique entries in your job type. So
Okay.
what it will do is that it will then assign 0 to say professor, 1 to manager at a company, like this. So it will assign 0 to 4 for all the 5 different types of jobs you have, right? And then what it will do is that in the data, it will remodify your data, and you, instead of the job type column, you will have, say you have, if you had 5 different kinds of jobs, you will have 5 columns, and each of these 5 columns will be like professor, manager at an institute, manager at a company, and like that. And then it will as
So, like, my doubt was that if there are five categories, then shouldn't there be four columns, because the zero would be corresponding to the base column then, like
yes, 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 yes. So if I what I'm saying by five is that one and four more additional. So it will create four more additional columns.
except the so it's like in under job type, if we have five categories of jobs, so how many columns would be created with get dummies?
The get dummies will create four more columns, and so that in total you will have five columns.
Five. So, sir, like for every column, there were only two values, ones and zeros. So I was getting confused that what is the zero for every column
Yes, yes, yes,
required?
yes. So it's like, for example, say the first column you can think of as the professor, right? And if someone is a professor, he will be put one, and if someone is not, then that person will be put zero. And then accordingly, if that person is a manager at an institute, then at some company, then he will be put one in the other column. So that's how it's like decomposing the data, which is in one column to five columns.
Okay, so then that particular record will have one in one of the five columns, because he must be
Yes,
someone.
exactly,
But
exactly.
that zero means else, anyone else except that column.
Yes.
Okay. And
So,
one more. Okay, okay.
so what? So when you do that, what happens is that what when you are using this for any machine learning calculations, you are just basically converting your categorical data into a more numerical way, so that you can do numerical algorithms on it have, rather than having strings. So this is one way of just arranging your data so that it can be handled numerically.
Okay, and sir, can you just show the video again?
Sure, sure. Let me go to it. Yeah.
That same
Yes, yes,
point.
yes, yes.
Yeah. And here, sir, I wanted to ask that why first they have converted the list into set so that they can do the subtraction in features variable.
Hmm. So, okay, that I'm not exactly sure, but what I can understand from this is that when what they are doing is this set operations. That's what I think what they are doing. What set operation means is that this A intersection B and A union B. These are the different set operations, right? So what
Right.
A minus B will do is that it will, you can think of these lists as a set, right? And then what A minus B will do is that it will take the, I mean there are this columns list is a set, and your cell stat is also a set. So it will remove the cell stat from the columns list. So when you do it as a set, what this will do is that you will not have to say explicitly that okay, this is at the first element or the second element or the third element, and then in that way you can remove it easily. Otherwise you can also do something like, say, if you know that in your columns list you know exactly which entry is your cell stat, and then you can just get rid of that entry manually by giving the index number. But set is a nice way of doing it without knowing which index it is.
Okay, so you can't really subtract two lists.
No, no, no. Yes, exactly. You are not subtracting lists. So what they are doing is this is a set operation, A minus B. So from set A you are taking away set B. So what this is doing is that it is taking away cell stat from the columns list set, and then it is again converting it to list. So why it is done in this way is that then you don't have to know the index of cell stat. Otherwise what you can do is that you can run a for loop. If you know the index of cell stat, you create another loop or you create another list where you do not include the variable at that particular index, but that requires you to know the index of cell stat. But you can obviously do it.
Okay. And sir, can you just forward a little?
Sure.
So we can assign 0.
This is fine. A little more. Like after they have calculated the accuracy index for this,
Uh-huh. So that will be a bit
accuracy score,
further.
sorry, accuracy score.
That will be, I think, a bit further in this.
Yes. So here, yeah, that this is all is fine. You can
Someone
please,
joined in. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Please carry on.
yeah, you can
8456.
please forward a little
Okay,
more.
okay.
Yes, all this is fine. So we can choose the train test split according to our own understanding. Na?
Yes, yes.
Here they have taken 0.3.
Yes, it is like ideally what you would like is that you would like to have your model perform best with the minimum amount of trading. But yeah, it is up to you how much you choose.
Okay, so after this, they have calculated the accuracy score.
Yes, there it is, 248 line.
Yes, and this. So why is the percentage D written in the name only? Like here, misclassified samples.
Sorry, I did not understand. Can you repeat?
Sir, in 252 number,
Uh-huh.
why is the percentage D written inside the string?
Okay, so this percentage D will mean that in place it will be just showing a decimal. I mean, just a decimal number, an integer number. Percentage D means, right? You know this percentage thing, or you don't?
Yes, so it's like it converts the any number into integer.
Right. And it is so this is like sum. So sum is obviously an integer. So you will want this value, which is test y not equals to prediction dot sum. It will give you an integer, and that will be placed in place of percentage D.
So if we had not written percentage D in string, it would be error.
It won't be an error. For example, I can show you something like this is like how strings behave. So one thing I can show you is something like this. So you like write something and you give percentage D, and then you give percentage something like 5. So what it will do is it will just print test 5, but you can also give something like a percentage 0.2 F. Right. So what it will do, it will give you 5.00. So it will not be an error, but giving a floating point doesn't mean anything in here because what we are getting is a number. So that's why they have given percentage D.
So it's like a format. The percentage D has to be in the
Exactly.
string, and then the percentage has to be outside the number.
Exactly. So what,
Okay.
for example, here you can give something like this, or 258. So what you will get is 5.26. It will just round off to your two integer places.
Okay.
And for example, let me also try this. I don't know how what it will. So it will just give you 5 because you have given percentage D, so it has given you 5. This is just
Okay.
one way of writing it. This is especially useful when you have multiple stuffs. For example, you can write something like percentage 0.3f percentage 0.2e, something like this. And then what you have to do is you give something like you have to give a tuple now because you have three things, and then you can do something like a 3. I'm giving the same thing. Let's say 33.5, something like this, and this will be just formatted differently, the same thing. So let me show you. Just copy it and paste it here. So what you can get is this. So the first one is the same thing as been converted to a decimal. The second one is been converted to a floating point with 3 integer places, and the third one is converted to a scientific representation with 3 integer decimals.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
a different way of formatting the string.
Okay, I got it. Can you please go back again to the video?
Sure.
So after this, so yeah, this I wanted to
By the way,
understand.
you can call me Alankar. That's perfectly fine. No need to call me sir.
Okay, so I wanted to know, like here, how did she decide that which insignificant variables to remove after this?
Ah,
These
okay.
classifications are there.
They have
We
not
can,
said anything.
for
What they are saying
example,
is that
we map all
they have
the
tested it that
original
these
data
variables
frame.
are insignificant, and I don't know exactly what test they have done. But one way to test this is that you can say, for example, find out how your whatever your output variable is, how this depends on your input variable. Just make a scatter plot, right, of your output variable and your input variable, and if you can see that there is like a flat trend, then you can say that it doesn't depend on your scatter variable that much, or you can find just the correlation, and if your correlation is almost 0, then you can say that it doesn't matter much if you include this variable or remove this variable. That's how they have perhaps done it, but they have not exactly said. All they have said is that they have realized that these variables are not
Yeah,
affecting
so it
much.
was, I was confused, like what criteria they have used.
But there are many ways of doing it. Sometimes it's just too obvious, and sometimes it's like you can do kind of other tests, like as I was saying, you can find out correlation between say two variables and see whether they are correlated or not, and if you find the correlation to be very close to 0, then you will know that this is not something which affects. So I think in one of the videos later on car prices, they have given some ways of showing it. So what they have done in that case is that they had I think one variable on who is on what is the pin code of the car or something like that, and what they have shown is that what they wanted to finally predict is the price of the car, and what they have shown is that for different pin codes that is like a 50-50, so it doesn't matter whether the car is from say one particular place or car is from another particular place. They have something like a 50-50 thing, and so they are saying that it doesn't matter if you include this variable in your analysis or not. So they have something like this, but it varies from data to data, and there are different ways which people test to finally come to conclusion whether to include it or not.
Okay, and so for the K nearest neighbors, why have they used that? Like, how did you find out that we can use KNN for this problem?
Okay, so KNN is one of the ways which you can use for classifying the data. Like if you have a categorical data and you want to put this on how what it is, one of the ways is KNN. For example, say you have a handwriting recognition thing. So all say in your data you have just a bunch of pixels where 0 means white and 1 means black, and then you just feed it in and you want to see the image and just come to conclusion that whether it's 0 or 1 or 2, what digit it is. Basically you have one digit input. So in this case you can do, for example, a KNN where you just put your input into one category. Given an input, in which category can you place it, whether it's a digit 0 or 1 or 2. So KNN is one way, and what they are saying is that they have tried logistic regression and they have tried KNN, and what they are saying is that sometimes KNN is performing better, and what they are doing is finally just comparing their predictions with what the actual value should be, and what they are saying is that KNN is performing better, and they have one parameter in their KNN which is the K value, and what again they are doing is that they are changing their K value and seeing that in which case what K value is giving the best result, and that is the particular K value what they are saying is the one we should use.
So because they actually have not shown the error for the range 1 to 20,
Yes,
so
they have not shown it actually. So, but they have one thing I saw that in 16,
yeah,
16.
so they have checked once, yeah, 16th K. If we take, then that will give us the. So can you just forward it to 24 minutes around that?
information from
Yeah,
the
sure.
so that it can be a fixed
Yeah.
here. So
So here, like they have checked for this for loop, and
Yes, yes.
so I don't understand why have they used
wherever
this
you
append
have the less
function?
number of
Okay, what append function is doing is that they have created first a list. So in this list, what they are doing is that they are calculating how many they have mispredicted, right? If you look at line 342, for so this they are so this is a loop on the K values, and for each K value, they are finding out how many mispredictions they are having.
Okay.
In line 342, what you are saying is seeing here is that they have seeing their predicted value, comparing their predicted value with what the value they expect, and
Yes.
then they are and whenever this is not equals, then this is 1. So basically what this dot sum, this entire thing inside append will give you is how many mispredictions you are having, right? And once you know how many mispredictions you are having, they are just putting it in a list. So the first element in the list will be K value of 1, and you will know what K value, how many mispredictions happened for K value of 1. The second element will be for K value of 2, and you will know how many mispredictions have happened at the K value of 2, and that is getting appended in line 342. So by the end of this for loop, what you are getting is for each K value starting from 1 to 19, what are the misprediction, how many mispredictions you have done. So as you can see here, this list which they have shown is the list where you have for each K value what is the mispredictions. For example, for K equals to 1 you have 1763 mispredictions. Then for K value of 2 you have 1509 mispredictions. Similarly, and now what they are saying is that they have a least amount of misprediction for K value of 1401.
Yeah, so that's the
Sorry, for
16th.
K value of 15, I guess. 1, 2. Yes. So that's why they are saying is that this is the optimum K value to use.
So, like, I am still not able to understand that. I was thinking that the misclassified underscore sample is itself a variable, so they should have probably, set it equal to something this in the bracketed terms. So, why have they used append?
Misclassified underscore sample is a list, and they start with an empty list. You see in line 336, it's a list,
Okay, okay.
and it is an empty list. So what a dot append does is that it adds one more element to that list. right?
Okay, and in that for loop for every k.
Exactly, exactly. So for example, I can show you a small example in here. Say you have a list A, and you just do the A dot append uh, 5, right? And then again, if you do A, you will see the list has got one more element. And then again, if you do A dot append say 10, you will see, and then again, if you look at A, you will see that A had one more element, 10.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. It has got clear now.
Okay, okay. So I'll just then briefly move on to discussing a little bit of these questions. Where was that? Text
Uh,
tab.
Can you take up the question unproctored exam of last year's last
Okay,
session?
sure.
Okay, I think this is the same non-proctored exam.
This one?
Yeah, I was trying the first one. Just
Okay.
actually, they are in columns. You have to make the sum of the values. Like
Hmm. Let me see. I
you
have
have to
not
find.
tried this, but let me see. Hmm.
So I have not, and I just started trying it because
Uh-huh.
I had joined in last session also, so they were appearing in that course.
Uh-huh. Total number of missing values in the data frame are okay. Let me look at this data. Okay.
so where is this non-proctored exam test? We have it on 16th, right?
Okay. I don't exactly know the date. Yes, perhaps yes. Let me see. It must be somewhere in the announcement, right?
Do
No,
you have the paper for unproctored exam January 21?
no, we have we. I don't. That is what I'm saying on the left hand side of this course outline. I'm not after text transcripts. I'm only having problem solving session link. I'm not having these non-proctored exam links.
No,
Yes.
that will appear because if you had joined this course previously, then you will get that if you open through that.
Okay.
Otherwise, in this current course, it will not appear.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is not there.
yeah, it's not there. For example, if you see the link, it is NOC CS underscore 32. This is the for the previous year, which NPTEL guys have shared it with me. But there is another thing like NOC 22 underscore 74, which is this current one. And the current one, I see there is nothing called non-proctor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That will be after the paper is there, after
Mm-hmm.
exam happens.
So please share this with us also.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'll share this link with you, but I don't know whether this will work because they have given me a username and password with which I can log in. I'm sharing this link anyway. I am not sure whether this will work or not. I've shared the link on chat. Let's just let me know if this works. And by the time, let me just get to this data and see.
No, this is not working.
Uh, they have just given me a username and password to use
Yeah.
particularly to access
You,
this.
you will be able to access it only if you have joined this course previously and you go through the same your login ID and password. Then you will be able to see. Because I had joined earlier also twice, but I couldn't appear in the exam. So I have the January 21 paper also appearing in that old course, completed course.
Okay.
So in January 21 exam, there was a question, a data set is given, agriculture data something, and in that it is given that find out the total production of Kharif season or this Rabi season. So there is a column called season. In that there are different crops,
Yeah.
Rabi crop, Kharif crop, and then production data is there.
I think
So
you have to
how
use
to
cross
report?
tab. Cross tab, I think, will be the
Okay.
right way to do it.
But then we will have to take the sum also, production for a particular
If you
season. We have
yeah,
to
if you
find.
give a in Crosstab, if you give margins equals to true, it will show you the sum.
Okay.
So there is an
Okay.
argument in Crosstab called margins. If you give margins equals to true, it will show you the uh, the
Sum
sum
also.
of all these.
And then how will we separate the basically columns like Rabi crop and Kharif crop
So that's what
from the
I'm saying.
season?
In what Crosstab it will do, it will show you for individual crops, and then it will show you the sum, and it will show you
Okay, okay,
across the seasons. So for each season
okay,
it will show you individual crops, and then it will show you the sum. So it will show you
okay, okay,
sums along the rows, and it will show you sums along the columns.
okay.
So there is I would if you want to learn more about Crosstab, there is a good video on YouTube by Code Basics on Crosstabs. This is like a 5 or 6 minutes video, which is I found it to be really nice. You can have a look at that.
Can you write it here in the
Yes,
or
yes, yes.
share the link?
Let me share you the link. I came across it at some point. I think this is the one.
Dear friends, we are going to talk.
Yes. This is the
Yeah,
one.
this Patel, this is that.
This is the one. This is actually I found it to be quite
We are
nice
going
as
to
far as
talk.
Crosstabs are concerned.
Yeah, he has quite a lot of videos on data science projects.
So I'll share the link on the chat. Perhaps you can have a look. You will understand it. It's like you just have to go use Crosstab and give margins equals to true. You'll get the values on rows and columns. Yeah. So I have loaded this banking data. Let me see. Yeah. So now, can you tell me what problem you were facing? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't try this question. I just was thinking of trying these things to get prepared for unproctored. So I just went through the question.
Okay.
So just I was trying to do it. Matlab that I started doing it but couldn't do it.
Okay. That's fine.
I was just because although we have done these problems to lectures and all, but we didn't have such information ki all overall commands what can be used and what we can do with different features of each command or like crosstab and everything.
So what you can do is perhaps I'll also like at some point in the discussions forum I will post I will go through it and post a list of the commands, like these are the commands
Because
which
yeah, concise things, na, because some commands we come across while doing the assignment, and that also in tits bits. So we don't have that information what we can do like concept wise.
So what I'll make is that in a few days I'll post one something on this Google group where I'll just give you a list of commands which you can then have a look at. So this will be kind of
Yeah.
the frequently used commands. Obviously they are not all, but I believe they would be the frequently used pandas command which you can use.
Yeah, because otherwise we will have to search it for the documentation and all.
Yes.
So, what are we going to cover today?
So I was just clearing doubts of which people were having and just wanted to cover, like go through some of the questions. Which
Yeah, can we just do this non-proctored because they're not available to us?
yes, sure. So I'll just that's what I this is also I have not gotten through this before. So let's just go through it and let's try to do as much as we can. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
it is a good idea to do it.
So they are okay. So I have loaded the data. Now they are asking what would be the number of missing values in the data
So
frame.
that can be done na, through is null.
Yes, is not. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
that will
skip
be.
this, I think. We can skip this.
Something like this.
Yeah,
And
bracket
there's
and
a
then
sum.
dot
Yeah, dot sum.
Dot sum or something.
bracket.
Yeah.
Dot sum bracket. Yeah.
So one I can see here, one I can see here, and one I can see here. So I think it's total of 3.
First, I think we have to correct for this unnamed also na through setting the
But
index
unnamed
of
is
the column.
0. It shows to be 0, so I don't think we need it, right?
Okay.
But anyways, we can also like Just double click on the
We
data
can
and
see
see.
if there are any question marks and all
Mhm.
in the data,
Yeah,
any other special characters.
right. So we just have to go through it, but just looking at it and just giving a sum together gives like 3. There is also, we can perhaps give something like an axis. I don't know how will this work. No, it does not actually.
No.
So we just have to see that here are like 1, 1 and 1. So there are like 3 entries, and I think
What are the options?
mm,
3, yeah.
so this
See,
is
yeah, okay.
okay.
ठीक है.
Number of duplicate rows in the data frame are okay. So there is this command which I have forgotten. There is this to find the duplicate. Let me look.
Duplicate rows.
There are like this command which was there in the video. Just once it came in the video. Duplicate.
We will have to give, I think,
There is something like that. Let's see.
That's coming for SQL.
Sorry.
Okay, I thought that's SQL.
No. Sales dot duplicate.
Can you zoom your screen?
Yes, sure. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It was better earlier, but now again, it,
I've actually zoomed it.
okay. Yeah, and now it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing which I can right away think of is this. Let's see. So my data had 5583, 18. So let's remember this. Let's see how this works. So you see this is 5581. So then duplicates where are, I guess perhaps
Two.
2 duplicates.
Yeah.
This is one way of doing it. I'm sure this is not the best way, but
So, the thing is that if you're working in Google Colab, this value box does not come. It's very difficult then to find out these shapes. You have to specifically write command for that.
I've actually never used Google Colab.
Okay.
So I think this, won't this give you the shape? No.
So can we simply not
this
get the
line-
sum of duplicate rows and the number of duplicate rows using some command?
Yes. I think there is something. There must be something like
Like
that as well. Let me check.
There is drop duplicate, then there must be something duplicate.
There must be something. Let me check.
Yeah, it counts the number of duplicates.
Here it is. Let me use this and see whether we get 2 or not in this case as well.
So duplicated is a function.
And instead of sales, what it will be data for us.
Data. Yeah.
So it gives me 4. Let me load the data once again.
Is it something happening because of that unnamed column? We had to maybe correct for that.
That
Unnamed is only a column name, actually.
I guess this is just a column name. I guess nothing more than that.
Okay. Because sometimes now in the video she has told us to first correct for this unnamed so that it goes away. You said that index underscore column is equals to 0, so that only the classifying first column
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that can be done actually. So what we can do is while loading the data,
yeah, while loading only
something like
index
this.
underscore column
Call underscore index is equal to index
CO.
underscore column.
Sorry, can I just forgotten the thing. Let me see.
Index underscore.
This is index underscore call. Okay. Oops. I have
is equal to.
now let's see. But I don't think this will change anything. Yeah, it still gives me 4.
And what are the options?
Let's see.
And what is by this keep? What is the meaning of keep? Keep equal to false.
So what this does is that it doesn't keep any of the duplicates.
Okay.
And if you keep equals to true, then it will keep the duplicates.
Okay.
Let's see.
So 4 is not an option.
Here
2
it's 2.
right.
This is saying 2, and I think okay. This was 2 because by using this one like 5581 and
Yeah, the
5583.
difference.
Okay, while the way, let's just try one thing as well.
If we can keep it true.
Yes, that's what I was trying. Okay. Let me. Okay, the keep is
First.
last or first. I think what's happening is perhaps. So out of the okay, there is one thing about keep is that out of the duplicates, say you have say 5 duplicates, then which duplicate you want to keep, and if you set it to false, then it will not keep any of the duplicates, and which we don't want. So we will keep it first. So we will at least need one duplicate to be kept, right?
Yeah.
Now I got it. Yeah, I got it actually. What's happening? So what happened is that there were 2 duplicates, and each of them had 2 duplicates of 2 each, right?
Okay, okay.
So that's
If
why
the
it was
values.
that's why it was 4, and when you give false, so it got rid of all the 4s. Even the duplicates were not kept once.
So it was, but this is not an accurate method because that way we had already checked कि 2 duplicates are there through that.
Yes,
while
yes, yes.
calculating.
So what
So it,
okay, so what I got it. What this will do is that when you give keep equals to something, if you give keep equals to false, say you have a number which is duplicated 5 times, some entry or some row which is 5 times duplicated, all the 5 will be gone. So you will not have any of the duplicates, right? If you give keep equals to false, so since you had 2 duplicates and each of them were repeated twice, and you had given keep equals to false, what they did is it removed everything, all the duplicates. So that's why the length was 4. But what the question asked is how many duplicates you are having, irrespective of how many times each duplicates were duplicated.
yeah.
So to get that, you have to
It
give.
is giving the frequency. It is giving the frequency.
It is not
The
give
total.
exactly the frequency, but
Oh, not.
it's not giving the frequency. If you give keep equals to false, it will give you the total number of duplicates, including which is
Okay.
total number of duplicates times number of times each duplicates appear. So if you give false, what it will do is that it will not only give you how many duplicates are there, but each duplicate will also be multiplied by how many times they are duplicating, and this total entire thing will be given. And in this case, in this specific case, what you had is there were 2 duplicates, and each of the duplicate were repeated twice. So your total number was 4. Say the first duplicate were repeated 3 times, and the second duplicate were repeated 2 times, then you would have had 5 if you give keep equals to false. But
And here, if we give last, then also the
it will
result.
be the same. It will be
But
the
if
same.
there are if there are 4-5 unique elements and they have different duplicates, number of repeated.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like
matter. what last and first does is that say out of say number 1 it is repeated 5 times, then it will just what last and first will says that out of these 5 repetitions which one to keep, I mean which row to keep.
Okay.
So
But it will not make any changes in the data.
no, I don't think last or first will keep the data the same. It will just, for example, say you have 2 repetitions, one row occurred at say row 10 and the other row occurred at row 15.
It is just creating a series basically in which we are removing the duplicates, and then it is giving the length of that.
Yes, exactly.
This command.
Exactly. And but by last and first, what I'm saying is that say you have one duplicate and which is repeated in say I have 2 repetitions of that, and one is in say row 5 and another is at row 10. What last will do is that it will keep row 10 and get rid of row 5. What first will do is it will keep row 5 and get rid of row 10.
Okay. But will this row will be removed from the data?
This row will
Data frame.
No, actually what it will give you a new data frame.
Okay, it will create a new data frame.
It will create a new data frame where the row will be removed. But there is also another command called in place.
Is it showing that new data frame?
Yes.
Is it showing it
Yes.
in the
Yeah,
validation?
so here we have just shown for the length now, but the data dot duplicated will create a new.
Yes. There is also something called in place equals to true. If you give in place equals to true, then it will change the current data frame.
Yeah, and that's why I was asking, because we haven't given in place is equal to true here.
Yes. So then what that will do, it will change the current data frame. Otherwise, it will not change the current data
So
frame.
it is creating a new data frame.
Exactly.
But then shouldn't the options have 4 as number, because actually in reality each row is duplicated twice, right?
Yes.
So the total number of duplicated rows are 4 only.
Yeah, total number is 4, but total number of duplicated elements are 2. Now let's see what the question has asked.
Question is a bit interpreted.
Total number of duplicated rows. Yeah, I think if
Duplicated rows here.
if you just look by,
But
yeah,
if
it's a
you
bit confusing. It's actually a bit confusing.
Yeah, but when how you showed it through the subtraction method, then it is also showing 2 only, na?
Yes, that's because what in the subtraction method what I did is drop NA, I dropped duplicates, and that kept the duplicate at least once. One was kept, so that's why I had 2.
Okay, only the duplicate thing was dropped.
Exactly. But each duplicate were
row was
retained once. Each duplicate were retained at least once.
One copy of it was retained.
Yes, but if you give this as false, then what happened is that all the copies were just gotten rid of.
Okay. So, but actually then the number of duplicated rows should be 4 only.
Yes, I think so, but I don't know. It's just, if you ask the question like number of uniquely duplicated rows, then it's 2. But
Yeah, right. Okay, we can go to the next one then.
so, what is the shape of the data after dropping the unnamed? Yeah, that's what you were, I think. Unnamed and duplicated. So, if you remove the unnamed thing, your number of columns will decrease by 1. And if you get rid of the 2 duplicated stuffs, your columns will, I think, decrease by 2. The rows will decrease by 2.
Missing values were 3, right? 3 columns were having missing values.
But not 3 columns. There were like 2 rows were missing.
Missing values.
Not missing.
No, three rows had missing values. I think there were 3.
I think 3.
One.
Yes.
In 3 rows.
Yes. So let's just do this. So what's the question asked? What are the steps?
Yeah, 3 rows had missing values.
So they have dropped the feature unnamed. So that has decreased their number of columns by 1.
Column.
And so column decreases by 1.
What were the initial number of columns?
Yes, let me see. Let me just first count out how many should be changed. And then they have 3 missing values. So they have got rid of 3 rows, right? And then they have also gotten rid of duplicates. So they have gotten rid of again 2 more. So I think they have got rid of 5 rows and 1 column in total.
Yeah.
So let's see then. I think the original one was, let me just load it once again in case.
17, I think, was there.
Yes, 17. So
Okay.
I have already gotten rid of the
Index.
Unnamed.
So unnamed thing. So this is 17 is fine, but here I think I have to now get rid of the duplicates and the missing values, right? So then that will just decrease my rows. I think my rows will decrease by 5.
But I just want to understand one thing, that if we just look at the banking.csv data without this index underscore column is equal to 0, so it was anyway having the index number as the first column and then the unnamed column.
So
But
then you will
now,
have one more column extra, right?
but now you have set the index column equal to 0, so that means the first row that was the index number only, it has become our
Not
first.
first row, the first column.
Yeah, so sorry, the first column only has become our main first column.
Yes, so
So
my
what
column has already decreased from 18 to 17. That's what I was saying. You see,
But
here it is 18. Now I have loaded it again without that index argument. Now I have 18.
because with setting index underscore column equal to 0, what have you done?
Yes, what I have done is that I have asked
The first column will become the index column.
exactly.
So the first column anyway was the index column only, right?
No. Index
It was-
columns are automatically assigned as 0, so you can see the data here.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yes,
see.
you see there is this index column is automatically created in any pandas data frame,
Okay.
and which is this 0, 1, 2, 3. This is by default.
Yeah.
But if you have something like this already there in the data, but the data already had something like a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. So you did not. So this becomes redundant, like using the same thing twice.
Yes.
So what you are saying is that use the first column as the index column.
Okay. I got you. Okay,
Ah.
thank you. Yeah, so now we'll have 17 columns.
Yes. So now what you do is initially it was 18. Now if I have this, my one column is gone. Now what I have to do is I have to get rid of the duplicates, right?
Yes.
So there was this, I think,
Drop duplicate.
yes, drop duplicate, something like this, right? So
Yes.
now my data 2, which had 5581, 17, right?
Okay.
Now I have to do one more thing. I
Missing
think.
values.
Missing values. So I think drop any something like
Drop
that.
NA. Drop NA.
So I will just go do a data 2 equals to data 2 dot drop any, something like this. Let's see. Was it like this?
I think drop any did not had an underscore.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. So now you see it is 5578, 17.
So it is reduced further now from
Yes.
81 to 78.
Exactly, from 83, I guess.
Yeah, so total 5 rows have been.
Yes, that's what because why 5? Because already there were 3 for duplicate, 3 for the NAs and 2 for the duplicates.
Right. So
No,
let's.
4. Acha, it will. Okay, it will keep the unique value of.
Yeah. You can also
Fine.
like keep equals to false if you do. I think it will also then get rid of everything. But I think what they have done is they have kept at least once. Yeah, here it is 5578,
5,178.
Yeah, okay.
Drop duplicates means duplicate value is being dropped.
Yes, but at
The
least you
original
have-
one is being kept.
Yes, what that means is that your data will have all rows unique.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
yes.
repetition.
Right.
But if you keep equals to false, then all the whenever something is duplicated, all its entries will be removed. So you are basically getting rid of the data itself.
Yes, so the duplicated and the original row will be removed if we say keep equal to false.
Yes, and if you give keep equals to true or keep equals to keep equals to last or keep
First.
equals to first, then depending upon which you are giving, where in your data will be retained, it will change.
Okay.
I mean, which row will be retained, whether the first duplication or the last duplication.
Okay.
So, but how we will decide? Matlab, suppose do we need to decide
I don't
which
think
row we
so.
kept
I
in
don't
data?
think so. Yeah, I can't think of any application.
The
where you have
actual
to-
scenario, matlab, what is the purpose actually?
Yeah, I actually can't think of right now any scenario where you would need to worry about whether you keep which duplicate you want to keep, because they are anyways duplicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Suppose, one thing can be, suppose that your
Maybe
data
other
is
other data in those rows.
your data is perhaps in ascending order or something, then you will perhaps care about.
Yeah, maybe in that particular row, some other columns have data, good data, and you don't want to drop it.
Yes. That also can be. Like in one, no, then that doesn't make sense, right? Because it's duplicate.
Actually, just duplicate row means it will have the same data in all the across all the columns.
Exactly. So,
Okay,
so
okay.
then it doesn't make sense. I think
Yeah,
it
then
can only make sense that if you have some kind of already know that your data is say in some ascending order or something, then you want to keep. You do not want to again resort your data later on, so you just want to keep last one. That is some sort of I can think of, but I am not able to give you a direct example right now.
we can move
So
on.
I just want to clear it for once and for all. Like when we are keeping keep equal to false. So let us say we have one row, and since in this when we said keep equals to false, the answer was coming out to be 4.
Right.
So this is because there were two rows and they had two duplicates each. So
Yes.
that means three rows for same thing, right?
No.
Like six rows for the like three rows each for the
Four
two
rows.
columns. No, the four is
No,
coming.
no. There were one duplicate for each row. There were two rows which were having duplicates,
Yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there were
and
two distinct rows, and each had one duplicate. So
this is
that's why it came out to two
Yes.
four
there.
and four because both
Both
the
of them
original row
were
and the
repeated
duplicate row
twice.
were removed in each.
Yes. Yes, it's like all the duplicates were removed,
So,
including
but
the
when
row.
we including the row, na?
Yes, including, I mean, that is also a part of the duplicate, right?
If
Okay.
there are three rows which are having duplicates, and one is having one duplicate and other one is having two and other one is having three, then when we remove duplicates, so then there will be three, the result will be three only, na? It will keep only
Keep only
unique row,
one repetition
one
for all. But if
one
you want to
repetition.
remove all the repetitions, then it will be 3 plus 2 plus 3.
Yeah.
And then that will be keep equals to false. I mean, when you keep equals to false, you basically lose your data.
If we keep is equal to false, then in that case we will get 6. Answer will be 6.
Yes. And you
And
will
if we
lose your
keep,
data, basically.
yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to question number 4 then. What is the average age of the clients who have not subscribed to deposit?
Now we have to do the operations.
Yeah, I think they have something like a deposit or something. Let's look at the data. Yes, deposit. There is this deposit column they have. Now, what's the question?
Average.
Not this one. And the average age of the clients that have not subscribed to deposit. Okay. Wasn't there something like an age, I guess? think something like this. So did you get it what I did? Let me see first if this is the right answer or not. Then we can discuss. Yeah, I think this is the right answer, 41. Okay, so what I did is this, that we first went to this data 2. Data 2 is the data which we have gotten rid of the first column and also all the duplicates and in a value. So I'm using data 2. So what I did is here I went to this data 2 deposit equals to no. So what this will give me is this will give me a list of trues and false, right? So whenever my deposit is no, it will be true, and when my deposit is yes, it will be false, right? And I use this selection of true and false on my age data, right? So this what will give me is this will give me a list of all the age values where my deposit is no. And once I've got that, I just want to find out the mean, which is the average, and which comes out to be 40.94, 41.
Okay.
There is, I think, one way of doing it is through crosstabs as well, but this is what I came up right now.
So what this double bracket is doing is that first of all it is finding a list of all those people who have deposit is equals to no.
Yes, this part you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
yes.
we are
So what this is giving you is an array of true, where each element is either true or false, and this is of the same size as the size of deposit. I mean, as the size of the entire thing. So this is like 5578. So this is of the same size as 5578, right? But when you pass this elements of true and false in a box bracket, what you get later on is not of the size of 5578, which is of the smaller size. You see, it is 2957. Because you have already pre-selected
the
it
condition
based on the condition deposit equals to no. And once I got this list, I want to find out what is the average of this list. So what I do is that np.mean age.
Fine. Okay.
So it will give me the mean age. What is the maximum number of contracts performed in a campaign? Okay, similar thing, I guess. Deposit, subscribe to deposit, and there is something must be there called campaign. Let me see again.
We have to do the max of that.
Yes, exactly. The same thing.
Same
we have
thing.
to do the max, and not for age, not age, something like a contract or something.
Yeah, the number of contracts.
What was that? Contract?
Number of
Contacts, yeah.
Okay, during the campaign.
So let's just do something like a contact, and just instead of age, we will just give a like a deposit. Who have made a deposit? I think the question was.
Yes, you have
Subscribe to the-
subscribed.
Yes,
And then you have to find out
and
the
that's
max
np dot. So
contact.
exactly. Oops. Let's see. Oh, there are this. Oh, I think there is this unknown. Okay, they have
Is
cellular.
this missing value?
It's a string value. Contact is okay. Then we need to do something else as well. Let's see.
What do you mean by cellular? The phone.
Yes, I think so. This is like cellular, telephone, something like that. But what does this mean? What is the maximum number of contacts performed during the campaign for clients who have subscribed to deposit?
What is the maximum number of contacts?
one thing we can do is just find out the length of each of these.
I think basically we should remove unknown and then we should.
But unknown is also like a contact. I mean,
Yeah, unknown is also like a type of
yes,
contact.
Okay. So
this is like 2621, like similarly. I
But then
can,
we can do the visualization so this is something like
by
that only.
giving u is equal to this, then we will get the values for all three cellular,
Maybe this is like a
telephone.
bar plot where we have to set the where condition as for all those deposits who have yes.
yeah, I mean, you see the contact variable already has all the deposit to yes, right?
Yeah.
This variable already
Now we
has
can't now we can't draw it.
contact variable already has all the or means all the persons who have deposit to yes. Now what I'm just seeing is that what are the different, I mean,
Yeah, but now we have to draw the frequency plot of the types of the contact over the people who have deposit as
yes,
yes.
that's what I was actually just printing out the numbers. So
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
giving len of contact equals to unknown, and then
Okay,
Can
okay.
we
Because you already knew the types within the contact.
sure. Is this cellular? Not sure whether this is working or not because
there are
it's,
basically three type of cellular, unknown, and
yeah, I think this is not
telephone.
working because all is giving me 2621. So this is what is
No,
happening, I guess. I mean, no, no, no,
How
no,
can
no, no, no,
everything
no, no,
be
no, no, no. I got it.
length of-
Yes. So this is 2158. This is no, this is 273, and then what more was there? I think what we can also do is convert it to a set. There is cellular, telephone, and unknown. So these are the three unique things. So then we can make also as telephone. There is 190, 273, and 2158. So I think 2158 is the maximum, right? Which is for the cellular.
2158. But what I was saying, does that make sense that if we could have found out the value dot counts for the
Yes, yes,
contact,
yes, yes.
uh, uh,
Yes, so
these,
that's also I think possible. We can do contacts.
I think it's contact.
I think so. So yeah, this is what actually I did.
Yeah.
So we see that the cellular has the highest one out of all these.
Yes. Okay.
But looking at the answers, it doesn't see.
Yeah, it's quite different. And the range is also very less.
That is the maximum number of contacts performed. Campaign for clients who have subscribed to deposit. I think this is what we have
No,
done.
for deposit, it should be for S. That table will be different. That data frame will be different. It will be for deposit is equal to yes.
Yes, that's what we did
But
actually.
that's what we did, no?
This is what we did for contact.
Should you please check again the deposit column? Does it have
Yes,
any?
does it have, let me see. Let me just do one thing.
Can do set of deposit.
Yes, exactly.
No.
It has only two.
Yeah. Very wide range.
I think this is right what we have done.
Yeah.
And then if we just do this, then Yeah, I don't see any problem
And
with
but
this.
have we calculated a maximum so we can check only? Right, right.
Yeah, so this is obviously the maximum, right? The cellular
Yeah.
thing. Not sure actually. Let's move on.
Yes.
Count of the unique educational levels in the data and found out how many clients have completed secondary education. So I think we have already done something like this in
No,
here.
I think that we are doing is wrong because it says who have not subscribed to deposit, and
Oh, is
we
it?
have taken deposit is equal to yes.
Oh, is
So
it?
it should be deposit is equal to no.
Let me see the question. Is it? Oh, okay.
No, it was written who have na.
No, no, he have not who have not subscribed to deposit.
No, who have subscribed.
Yeah,
No, no, who have not.
see,
Okay, okay, yeah. Who
that was the
have not
previous
subscribed.
question.
No, no, in this also it is there. Clients who have not subscribed to the deposit.
हो सकता
Who,
है wrong here.
oh, okay, it is like this. What is the yeah, 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 what is who have not subscribed to deposit?
So you can try for no
You can try
also.
for no and let's see.
Yeah.
No, we had already taken that data earlier one data frame.
Quite
Yeah,
large.
it's also quite large. I'm not sure.
वैसे भी the number of data set is so large we can't get 63 and
Yes,
all
yes,
those
yes.
values.
The numbers look very
Yeah.
strange.
For the unique education level, we have to first do the value underscore count only.
Yes, yes, value underscore count, exactly. So there is something like in education, I guess, heading. Yes,
Yeah.
education. So what the question asks is what is the maximum number? Okay, no, not this
This
one.
is a count of.
Count of the unique levels in the data and found out. Okay.
So that
So
we
it's
can do
value
from
underscore count.
set also. Because count से तो we
Count, the set will just give you the values, not the count.
count of the so we can say na 1 2 3 4 like types ka count.
Yes, that is the type, but it will not give you how many for each type.
Okay.
I think it was asks for how many for each type, isn't it?
No, I don't think so because the numbers are like 4 and all.
Okay,
So I
okay,
was
okay. Then that will be then how many types. So that will also will
yeah,
get from count underscore values anyway.
yeah, yeah. Bracket
So there is like
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And secondary is I think 2717.
No, so that is not the question.
Yes, 4 and 2717.
Acha, who have completed secondary also.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I think this at least we matched.
Yeah. What is the percentage?
Split in categories. Okay, how many have deposited and how many have not? That's also pretty easy, I guess. So you just-
Crosstab we have to use.
we can do it even easily. Like we just do something like this.
Because we learned crosstab and then we said normalize equal to true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the way of doing it. I am not that extremely efficient in using Crosstab basically. So what I'll
Okay.
do is just do something like and hope that this will work. Oh, no. Sorry, we have
Length.
data to deposit. Let me check. This is also should be length. Oh, this is the first thing. So data to say let me do deposit online.
I can tell you the syntax for the pd.crosstab right now. I have it with me.
Yeah, please. I was just trying a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
Let's just try this once. If that doesn't work for a while,
Okay,
then we'll
okay.
get to it. We'll also try Crosstab. So this is like
This is all jugaad.
but I was just trying to using this len thing because I thought that this will give me the len of
Yeah.
it. Let me try it once again, then we'll just go to Crosstab. I am not that used to using Crosstab. I don't use it much.
Yeah.
How do we decide which we think use cross? We can get some answers by using Crosstab. We can go through plots also,
I think,
something like
ma'am,
that.
whatever we can remember
Yes,
at
yes.
that moment.
Because it is very difficult to remember the things.
Yeah.
But there are so many things we have taught, and that also commands we don't
You know,
know
so I was
actually.
thinking for the unproctored exam, it's still fine. We have to do it at home. Will have everything, internet and all. But for the proctored
But
exam that we have to go there and give it, I was thinking that how will we remember the syntaxes and all if
Yeah,
it's very hard.
it's difficult.
Quite
even we don't know also. Matlab, so many. Matlab, there are so many options and
Yeah,
the
we are
different.
at intro level only, beginners in data
So
science.
that's why I wanted some list kind of thing like
I will
under
just
cross.
create a list and will let you. I'll give you by sometime
Some
next week.
commands like what we can do with these things if we have to find this
I'll just
depending on the data also.
I'll make a list of all the different commands. At least those which were discussed in the video. I'll make a small list of it and share it on the
Because
Google
like
group.
in the assignment week 4 assignment also few questions are very confusing like conceptual type of questions where you will use this analysis Million regression multiple variable regression, so it was a bit difficult to answer those.
I think, will you be having another class with us, or is this your last class?
According to them, this is my last class, but you can post it on the Google group. Then I'll be happy to take another one.
Okay, so what we can do is we can discuss the practice assignment of this year, maybe,
Sure,
or
sure.
whatever the week for.
Sure. Yeah, you can just drop me. I have already put a thread on conversation in the Google group. You can just drop me something in there, in that thread. Reply to me on that thread. Then I'm fine arranging another
Okay,
session.
thank you. Yeah, we can try the cross tab now.
Yes. Sure. Please
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah, so pd dot cross tab bracket index is equals to
Yes.
date.
I think
Yeah,
this will be
index.
data 2.
Yeah,
Data 2, which one, what we want to cross with? We want to cross
the val
deposit.
counts and
Deposit with counts.
yeah. Normalize equal to true.
I think margin will also give that amount. I think it is
Margin is
margins.
yeah. So what was the question?
So I think this is like how many have
Subscribe.
deposited, subscribe to the subscribed, I guess. Yes. So it is like yes is 46% and 53%. No is
Why
53.
why are we getting all maybe
Yes, because like
Sum, it is
it
sum,
is sum. So because I've given margins equals to true, it's sum along the rows and then sum along the columns.
okay.
Right. So that's why we have all of these. I think margins. If we let's remove the margins, we'll not have that.
margins will be for I think plot that bar plot
Yes, like this.
that we
So we don't have the margins.
What are the options?
There are a lot of options.
Okay.
I think sorry. There is this. You see, there are index columns, values, row names. Yeah, quite a few.
So is our answer correct?
Yeah, let's see, 53 and 46. Let me check. Yes. Uh,
Mm,
53 and
first,
47. So yes
first.
is which one was which one? So no was 53% and yes was 47.
Yeah, so it's right now.
Yeah.
Generate a scatter plot.
And choose which interpretation.
That can be done. Now we just have to write the command for scatter plot.
Yeah, I think this is. I think we can do it.
Yeah, we
Skipping
can
it.
do. How many clients with personal loan? This we can try.
Yeah, how many clients with personal loan and housing loan as well? I think we can use it as a set, something like that. Let's see. Is there something like a loan or something like that? Yes.
There is housing loan and loan, both columns are there.
Housing, there is a loan. I think this loan is perhaps personal loan, and this is like a housing is like a housing loan. I don't know because there are nothing others like that.
We should give condition where both are yes, housing and loan.
Oh, now I think I got it. You see, there is something called a campaign. That question.
Okay.
There is another.
So another condition we had to put.
Yes, because I think there was something like campaign in here as well. During the
Right.
campaign.
During the campaign,
So
yes.
what are the types in campaign we have?
There is a,
Yes,
it's a number, I guess.
there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6
Yes.
different numbers under
Different numbers.
campaign.
Yeah. So what
So
is the
how
maximum number of contacts performed during the campaign for clients who have subscribed to deposit?
But that doesn't make it.
So it will give the number of clients for different categories of
Yeah,
campaign.
different categories of campaign. That
So
can
I
also.
think we should not use that get dummies this so that different.
No, I'm not sure what is this category of campaign, or it is like how many times they have been called.
But then what I'm thinking now,
It,
this is question is best for that bar plot with that where condition, because here we have to find the frequencies of the contacts, and where the campaign column is also having categories, and the clients who have subscribed and not subscribed is also having categories.
we
So
will have to give I think hue.
I think we can
yeah,
use a cross tab in here as well, right? We can
you.
also use a cross tab in here, right?
But crosstab will be for three. Acha, for the data too, you can do the crosstab
Yes,
now.
for example, I'll do a deposit, and what I'll do is I will do a campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can do something like this, right? Okay.
But you can remove the normalize
Uh-huh.
so
Sure.
that we can have the
Sure,
numbers.
sure.
Yeah.
But there are like too many stuffs.
Oh, there are so many categories under them.
63 I'm seeing somewhere now.
Yeah.
But what is it?
So these are like different campaigns, I guess.
So the number of campaigns is from 1 to 63.
Yes, I don't think that makes sense. It's like how many times they have been contacted or something like that.
Yeah, the maximum number of
Okay,
contacts.
maximum number of contact. I think what this means
During
is,
the campaign.
I think then what this means is we can do something like this. So this gives me the data, and on this data what I'll do is I'll just select only those where deposit is yes.
But the data 2 was already those with deposit, yes.
No. Data 2 was the entire data set.
Acha, okay.
Okay. So now what this will give me is how many people campaigning has been done who have subscribed, right?
No, but I think it is asking for who had not subscribed for the deposit.
No,
No,
yeah,
who has
it is
subscribed? Who has
subscribed.
subscribed?
Who has subscribed? But I don't understand this command
Sorry.
because the campaign, I think campaign spelling is wrong, no? No.
Let me see.
CAMPAI. Scroll.
CMPAIG. No, I think this is right.
No, but what does this mean? Because that is also having categories and that the
Yeah. Now I think what they have done is this.
max you have to write X.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah.
Hmm. Is the 32 the answer?
I don't know actually.
Well, in the options.
32.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the option.
But I am not understanding this.
So I
Maximum
think
number of contacts.
the question then means is that those who have deposited, out of all those deposited, what's the maximum number of campaigning has been done? That's all. I mean, this
Under a campaign, particular campaign, what is the maximum number of contacts which were done during a campaign? Maybe some sales campaign or something kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, all this is doing is that it's just selecting all the people who have deposited and then looking at that subset of data in the campaign column and just giving you the maximum.
But then what about the contacts?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know actually.
Contacts was also having categories, na?
Yes. That's what I'm very, very
But that we
confused.
have not even incorporated in this
Yeah.
question.
I think this is like maximum. Okay, I think this is under campaign.
Contacts.
This is
We
the
don't
number
have
is
to
like,
use the contact column.
yeah. I think what they mean by maximum number of contacts is
People.
that in each of in this campaign heading, the number is actually how many contacts have been done in the campaign. I see.
How many people they approached actually
Yes. I think
during
so.
a contact?
Yeah, so that contacts is not that contact column which we were
Yes. I think the contact column is just how people can be contacted because they
Yeah,
were
the
just selling
mode,
that
the mode
before.
of contact.
That column hasn't doesn't have to do anything with the
Yeah.
answer of this
Yeah.
question.
This is, I
It is
think,
confusing.
What to do? This is confusing, but yeah, now I get it. It is 32.
But
then.
during exam, it is going to be tough
Yeah, sure.
if something appears like this.
Yes, sure. It's like generate a scatter plot of age and balance. Okay.
But can you just explain me once again
Yes,
the
yes.
command which you wrote just now for this question?
Okay. Let me just then break you one by one this command entirely.
Yes.
So let's first look at this thing. Okay. If you give this command, what you will get is you will get a range of true and false values, right?
Right.
So let's just assign it to some variable. Say let me call it test and assign this thing. So you just see. So then there is this test thing. What you will see is that this test has all the values like false and true, right?
Okay.
Now what I do is if I give say data to and give some column which I want, say here it was campaign, right? And if I give test, what this will do is that it will only retain those elements where the value is true and get rid of those elements where the value is false.
So all those records where the true value is there for the deposit column.
Yes. So if you do this will test 2 is of a smaller size. You see test 2 is 2621 instead of
Okay.
5578. So what this will do is it will only keep those values where the entry is true.
Right.
I can also show you with a smaller example like just with arrays. Say if I do something like a 1 comma. Right. So it's just an array, right? And
Right.
let me make it a numpy array because that's when you can do this. Sorry if if you are having, I mean, I'm coughing now once in a while. I've been traveling. Uh, so now if I do like an A greater than 4, so what this, so let me first do this, say A greater than 4. So what you see is that initially it's like false for till 4 and then the rest are true, right?
Right.
But the size of the array is the same as the size of A, right?
Right.
Now what if you give something like an A greater than 4, what this will do is that it will only retain the value which is true. So we'll get a smaller array which is 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, okay. I got your point.
So this is what I was also trying when doing the deposit thing.
Okay.
So what I was doing is that, say I have something like a deposit equals to yes, right? And okay. So now okay, now the idea was then using this to, I mean, you are using deposit yes to select the members on your campaign category, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I gave a data 2, and this will, what this part will do is only writing this and not the rest of it, like this. This is the entire thing, your entire campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we want a subset of it where my deposit is true. So that's why I will give something like this, and just like there we give a greater than 5, a greater than 4, right? Similarly, the condition here will be
Test. Okay.
so it will just create a subset, and we were just assigning this thing to campaign, I guess. Yes. So is this clear?
Yes, this much is clear, but then what is the max giving us?
Okay. So what now you will have is this campaign is now nothing but this this array which shows that how many times each of the person was contacted.
Okay.
So it's like all these persons have made a deposit because we have already selected a subset.
Yes,
where,
yes,
and
yes,
now this
yes.
is telling how many times each of the person were contacted.
Okay.
And now when you give a max, it will just tell you this 32. I mean, the person who is
Okay.
has been
Okay.
contacted the
Okay.
most number of times.
Maximum value under this column.
Yes, yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. How many? Okay, so here we were. How many clients with a personal loan has housing loan as well? Okay. I think what we can do is that we can do a cross tab here.
So personal loan and housing loan are in the same column.
No, they were like two different columns I saw.
So we can set both yes
This
Yeah, we
loan,
can.
this
condition from this data.
loan and housing. Yes, we can actually. Actually, we can use something like this as well,
Yeah.
or we
This
can
this
use the
same
cross
we
tab.
can,
Yeah,
So loan is like how personal
I
loan and
think so.
housing
I
loan
think
is.
so because there is nothing else.
Okay,
we
okay.
can give loan is equal to yes and housing is equal to yes.
Yeah.
Something like that also we can do. Let's try that and then we will do the other one as well. So what we can do is we can do something like campaign. This was loan, I guess, and on this thing, let me call this as some variable, and we will need a. There was something like a housing loan. What was the name of that? Housing.
Housing.
So we do our data. Yeah, I think this is.
Housing equal to yes.
So let's see. Oh, there is something else you can do.
But Why are we not setting the loan equal to yes?
It's on the loan. I mean, we have to first, we are selecting a subset where my housing is yes. So I've
Okay.
already got a subset. Now on this, we will have now set loan equals to yes. Then we will
Okay.
get another subset, right? Because you
So
cannot
can't
just,
we use the bitwise and operator and then set both
yes,
yes?
there is something called a numpy.logical and. Perhaps we can use that. I'll try that once after this.
Okay, okay.
So this comes out to be 397.
Yeah,
Yes,
we have it.
but let's try the logical operator.
So can you just tell me the difference between bitwise and logical and when do we use when?
Okay, bitwise AND is something like you are having two numbers and you are using it on numbers like 2 and 3. I think something like this.
Okay.
Right. So what it does is it converts each of these numbers to binary and does a bitwise operation. While logical AND is
Okay.
something which you always use
Statements and
on true and false like statements,
acha, okay, true and false like
on logical statements.
okay.
So let's
Why ha- why have we taken temp is equal to yes, not loan equal to
Because
yes?
now the temp column is the newly created
is a loan column who
yeah,
have housing
Okay,
is yes.
who has
okay,
housing.
okay, 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 okay.
But yeah, I think we can do it in a simpler way. That was what we were trying, like an np.logical and. Let me use that. So we just do this and also do like something like.
Can just add.
And instead of deposit, this will be. And let me poly.
Invalid.
Let's. Oh. And then I'll do. And I can do it on anything like say loan or anything. And let's see. So TMP is again 397. So yeah, this worked. Did you get it? What I did?
No.
Okay. So this is like the first one is loan equals to yes. So you will get an array which is of the size of the entire data set. So which is I think 5578 is yeah. Which is so you will get an array of the length of 5578, some of which will be true and some of which will be false, right? Just for this data loan equals to yes. Similarly, when you do something like data to housing equals to yes, yes, you will get another array of the same length, some of which will be true and some of which will be false. Now, what numpy.logical and does is it will look at all the two arrays which is of the same length and see if both of the, for each element, if both are true, then it will give you true, otherwise it will give you false. You got it, right, what I'm saying?
Can't we do something like length function and then we use data to bracket loan equal to yes, A and D, data to housing equal to yes?
I
And
think this length function is not working for these arrays. I mean, these are not arrays; they're panda data structures, right? And if I do something like a len, I think this is not working. Oh, this is working. Okay.
okay,
So then this gives you 397.
yeah.
This condition is did you get how logical AND works? Then that's the important thing.
Yes, yes.
So say I have an array like np dot, I do something like this logical underscore and I just give two arrays. One is like then I have to give another array which should be of the same length as this, which will be like say something like this. So what we'll get is like it will compare element wise and give you false, 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 true, because only in the last element you have all the two as true. Right? You can also have something like that as well.
There is some noise.
Someone's phone is ringing.
I think we do. So,
And
but I didn't understand the temp function. I could understand the condition function that you created. Then why did you use the data to loan on condition?
yes, so I just wanted to, for any, you can use it on any. Once you have this condition, I just wanted to slice one array, and this can be anything. Instead of loan, if you give it any other thing, you will also have the same result. I just
So
wanted to slice a 1D array.
condition function will not give us the result that we want. We have
Yes,
to
yes.
put it on the main loan data.
Or any array. You have to put it on just 1D array so that what the condition. Okay, one thing also you can do actually. The condition function is what you have got, and what you can do is that you can do an np.sum on condition. Perhaps this will also give you 397 because yes. So you can also do something like this. Because what in the condition array what you have got is a bunch of trues and a bunch of falses, right? And you want to calculate how many trues are there. So if you just give something like a np.sum on condition, you will also get 397.
Okay.
What I did is I sliced an array depending upon condition because I have given something like this.
And then you find out the length
Of it, so that is like a 397. But you can very well give something like this, and you will get 397 because you have already given all the logical arguments in condom, right?
Yes, yes.
So then all you want to calculate is this. What this slicing does is it just retains every element where there is true, and then you get the length of it, which is same as just calculating how many trues are there.
Yes, yes. I got you.
Okay. So let's then move on to the last one, I guess.
Yes, we are on the last.
Oh no, there are many.
Of the same assignment, yeah.
So this is actually the proctored exam.
Question.
So that's why we have many. So I think this is the last one which we will be doing.
Okay. We can choose a good one then.
Yeah.
How many unemployed categories? Pass command to convert the categorical to indicator.
Get dummy status.
The code which is,
This
I
is-
think these are all.
This get dumb is the thing which does it.
So this is what I asked you, na, today, 12th question. The list, and first of all, for subtraction,
yes.
they converted into set.
So then once you convert it to set, you just only get the unique values, and then you can do the set operations on the unique values.
Hmm.
So they have, so this, the first one will be list and the second one will be set.
That
Yeah.
first will be list, second will be set.
So that you can,
The same command,
yeah, it's the same command which you asked. Yeah.
which these are theoretical type of questions.
Predict the logistic regression of the test, yes. Yeah, this is predict.
This is 14th is from which? Acha, this is checking the accuracy.
No, I think,
But this is checking the range of the accuracy.
what is the value of accuracy of the model on the test data set? Choose appropriate range. Yeah.
So
This is the same question. This is the same question. Model is same. Everything is same. But this is asking for the range of accuracy. Acha, so maybe when we do that accuracy
Yeah,
command.
I think you have to first run this logistic regression and then you have to do the accuracy command and then you will get it. It's a kind of a longish. You have to do
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the things before.
we have to split it into train and test data,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
after that,
Yeah, it has given.
like it was in the assignment also.
Mhm.
Similar question is there in the assignment also,
Yes,
week
yes,
4
yes.
assignment.
Yes, and you have to set the random seed to 0 and just do it, and then you will get something. I think what you will get.
Why
is
do we have to set random state as 0 is only for na ki the next time once we run it the sample should be the same.
No, 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 no. No, not only that. It's like as soon as you have a random state, I mean random seed to be set to 0, you will always choose the same elements from this. So you know this algorithm of pseudo random generator, do you?
No.
Okay, so what pseudo random generator does is it generates random numbers for sure, but it depends on something called a seed. So when you give a seed, say of some particular value, say a seed of 5, then every time you run a pseudo random generator and say you have a list of say 100 random numbers, this list will look identical. So irrespective of whichever computer it is there and wherever you are running, as long as you have the seeds the same, the random number generator will give you the same random numbers. Although the numbers will be distributed randomly, but you will always get the same number. That's why they are called pseudo random generators. So what this does is that where as soon as you give the random seed to be 0, it will choose randomly from your entire data set, but the ones which were chosen will always be the same.
Okay. So that means the next time when you run the cell, it will give that same X values.
It will choose the same elements for your training and same elements for your testing.
Yeah, the values are same.
Yeah, if you do not have something like this, then you cannot compare. Like someone has run it with, say, some random number, so they have chosen some different set for training and some different set for testing. So
Yeah,
this is
right,
important in a sense that so that you can compare. Otherwise, this question also doesn't make sense because every time you choose different sets for training and different sets for
Yeah, the
testing,
accuracy will be different.
the accuracy will be different. So as long as you have the same state, random state, then you will be choosing the same elements. Although they will be chosen at random, but that will be same.
I have one question, like in this question, like 13, it has been given that drop the variable unnamed 0, missing values, duplicate values. But usually when we import the data, like we read the data in this, so do we need to give that command index underscore column dot 0, or we should take it as it is, read, simple read under CSV?
Yeah, you can use read underscore CSV. It all depends upon how you want to process
Because
the data.
because in the basically video it was given like index underscore column equal to 0, but usually like in this problem when we are doing it in exam or something, so
You
we
can, you
simply,
cannot. It depends on how you want to use it. So,
because like here it is given drop the variable unnamed 0 and then missing values, duplicate values. So
yeah,
what should be the usual norm, like
I think that, as far as running the data and analyzing it, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
anyways, like that data you won't be considering for your training.
yeah.
As long as you do
But
not
whether
consider,
usually we should do it like this, we should drop that index column,
yeah, you can.
or
You can drop the index column, but
in practice, as a general practice, we should
yeah,
drop
you,
it.
you should drop it because that will also save you like some amount of space.
Space of. Okay.
Like if you have very large data, that is going to save you some space.
So I just want to ask you one thing again. What did you mean that when you said that the values will be the same, but it will be randomly?
Okay. So imagine like you are making a uh, coin toss, right? So every time you toss a coin, you get a head or a tail, right?
Right.
And if you toss it enough number of times, what you will get is a random distribution, which is
Yeah.
the binomial distribution, right?
Yeah.
Now, but say you are doing this experiment. You have done this experiment on day one, and you have got a series of head and tails. Like your first you got head, then you got tail, and then you again got a head, right?
Right.
And then you do this experiment again on day two. You will not get the same series, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
But again, if you draw a distribution, you will again get a binomial distribution,
Right. Right.
right? Then now,
Basically,
if you want to test any code in Python in any programming language, this is not good, right? Because the result you got on day one and the result you got on day two can be different, right?
Yeah. Right.
And then you
Right.
cannot directly test it. So what these do is these use something called what I have said is a true random number generator. What computer uses is a pseudo random number generator. So what this means is that what you get, this depends on your seed. So on day one, if you have some seed, and you on day two, if you have the same seed, then you will always have the same element. Like on the if you have got head on the first try, then on day one also you will get head on the first try. Just like and on day two also you will get head on the first try. And then if you make a histogram, your histogram will always be binomial, and that would mean that your random numbers are random because your histogram is binomial, right?
Okay. So the long run tendency is, the binomial only, even though we have fixed the values to be the sequence.
If you fix your seed to be the same, you will also have the same values as well. So your experiment will be exactly same from day one to day two.
Yeah, the sequence is same.
The sequence is same, and if you make a histogram of the sequence, it will be binomial. But if you
one more question.
yes.
Is there any significance of this seed value like 0, 1 or anything? Does it on the behind it has something fixed kind of thing?
Given some
the seed number.
some particular seed value, you will always have the same random number. The series will be the same. That's all that matters. So, for example, this is used in sometimes in different encryption algorithms. Like they have the seed value to be secret, and when you have a large number like 10-digit number, which is a secret number, and you can use that seed to generate random numbers. So someone else who is also generating random numbers and having the same distribution, say a binomial distribution or a Gaussian normal distribution, but because they have use a different seed, if you make a histogram, they will have identical histograms, but their series won't be the same. And now the encryption algorithm depends on, because your seed number is secret, no one will be able to produce your series. So this is where some encryption algorithm uses like a very large seed number. But as long as your seed is same, your random number will be, the series which generates a random number will be the same.
So what can be what is the range of seed numbers which we
You can use
select?
anything, as long as it is between, it can be holding memory.
Okay, it has to be an integer.
Yes. They are all generally true, but also depends on your random number generating algorithm. There are like tons of pseudo random number generating algorithm, but in general it's an integer.
So if you're setting random state is equal to 0, that means every time it is going to be that same sequence.
Exactly.
But once you put any number like 10, 12, what would that mean?
That would be corresponding to a different sequence, and irrespective of, as long as you keep the seed number to be the same, it will always be that sequence.
Okay.
But although it's randomly selected. Why? How do you know that it's randomly selected? Because if you have enough number of them, and if you make a histogram, you will find some random number distribution.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So that's why it's not exactly random, but it's still random. So that's why these are called pseudo random numbers.
Okay. Process is random, even though the sequence is fixed.
Yes,
Fixed.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this can be, these questions will be done. Now the KNN also, we
Mhm.
it is given 7, and we just have to find
Yeah,
the
yeah,
average.
yeah, exactly the same.
So can you please show the non-proctored set one, if we can if you have time in any time in the next week, we can do
Yes,
it.
sure, sure, sure. So then, should I just, so what I will do is then I will just create a list of all the
Commands.
commands which are most frequently used. And in that post only, I will
What?
also give a time when we can meet for
Yes, yes. Because
Yes,
we
yes.
have it on 16th now, so
hmm,
anytime before
before
we can.
16th. Okay, okay. Let me note it.
Yeah,
On 16th of September.
September.
Okay, okay.
We have the unproctored, and 25th September we have the proctored.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, we will definitely do it before 11th of September because I will be outside India after that. Okay, okay.
Okay. So we have a non-proctored set one now in this.
Yes, this is non-proctored set 2.
So in this we have non-proctored set one above this.
Yes. So we
This
will,
we can.
yeah, I think we will then do the next, on the next one, we will do the non-proctored set one.
Okay, okay. So you will be posting it on the
Channel.
next.
On this is this live session. I have posted it in this channel.
Yeah, I saw this message.
Uh,
So it will be here only.
So I'm sorry, I mean, generally I organize this on Fridays because I was traveling from Denmark and I was on the flight, so I couldn't organize this session on Friday.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it was postponed. The mail
Yeah,
has.
and I asked them to give it on Sunday, but on mail they have given me on Saturday because and Saturday I was still traveling.
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay.
So your message came to us on WhatsApp also, this.
But that was I think what came on is on Saturday because what
Oh, yeah, that was on
yeah,
Saturday.
but what they did is just they I have asked them for Sunday, but they have given it on Saturday, and I was not having internet connection in Denmark proper, and so I could not respond them back to it that they have made a mistake and it was Sunday, not Saturday.
Okay, okay. No issues. So we'll be getting a mail once you put a
Yes, yes,
message on the Google.
Yeah,
yes,
because
yes.
that is very important. Getting all the commands and what we can do with them.
Sure, sure. That's why I think many people have not also joined because they have not checked the Google group.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
because this mail has come from your site. It was showing your name to
Yeah,
fill
yeah,
in
yeah.
this site.
Plus also so many times also now the timings were so many different for different mails. So I think
Mhm.
people got confused
Actually, for
also.
data science, there are 4 sessions, 4 different
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
I have joined other course also, programming with data structures and algorithm. It clashes sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, then see you next time when
Okay,
I
Yeah,
post
thank
it.
you.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.